Welcome to today's live digital marketing training with me, Bridget Bartlett. First of all, this training is 100% free. You're going to learn to promote and automate your business online. You're going to learn to automate your lead generation. And you're also going to learn how to automate your sales processes. Best of all, there are no upsells here. Let me show you around. Visit our website at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, to join our live training. You can access all of our previous training here in the menu under All Replays. Click here to access the MAG 5 training webinars and resources. Click here to join our live Q&A Zoom meetings on Fridays. Click here to access each of the MAG 5 niche courses. And never miss a training again by texting the word live to this number here. Join the Builderall community of entrepreneurs here. And if you're not a member yet, that's okay. Click here to get access to all the Builderall tools and join the family. Now, let's build it with Builderall. Hey y'all, Bridget Bartlett here. I am the local business marketing training and support specialist with Builderall. Today, we are going to create the global header and footer for our course funnel, okay, that we've been working on this whole series. I was going to talk about creating the email sequence, but I realized we're not ready for that. We haven't even created the header and the footer. So we need legal pages and we need to put our logo on the header. And when you use the global function, you're able to just create it one time and then you can just set each page to have that same function. And it's really awesome too when you want to update the header, or a lot of times I'll put my menu in my header, and that way I only have to go to the global header and then update the menu, because sometimes I'm adding new things in there, and I definitely want to only go to one place and make sure that every single page on my website or my funnel has all of the same options available. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in to today's training. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Hopefully you liked my presentation there. Hopefully that helped give an overview of all of the awesome training and everything that we have, that I have on the broadcast page. So wherever you're watching this, make sure to click on the link in the broadcast page to ask your questions, because I only monitor them on the page. And also definitely check out all of the other training that I have available for you on that page as well. Okay, so now I really am going to dive in this time. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. So now I am in the Builderall back office. I've already pulled up our website funnel that we're working on, and we also need to create the share images. Okay, so we really want to finish up this funnel, and then we're going to start creating tomorrow our email sequence. And the beautiful thing is, when you use PLR products, is most of them come with an email sequence. So we even have that available. So I'm going to show you how to create that, make sure it's connected to your funnel and all of that. So to access the headers and the footers, you want to come over here to the global elements. Now, technically, you could add just a panel to your website, each page, and then customize it if you wanted to do that. But if you only want to do that one time, you want to use the global headers and global footers. So let's click here to access our headers, and I'm just going to create a header, and we're just going to call this course header, because this header is going to be specific for this particular website. Okay, so we'll say course header, and let's click here to edit. First thing we need is a panel. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a blank panel here. And I'm going to scooch this up just a little bit because I don't want it to be so wide. I'm actually going to delete this because I don't really want any of that text there. But you see, this is still pretty large to be a header. So I need to definitely edit that. So I'm going to go click in the panel, and I'm going to left click on edit element, and you'll see that our menu pops up here. If you don't like this floating menu, you can click here to open up the side panel, and then you'll get access to the same settings there. Okay, so we'll just go to settings now. And let's see, it's not really showing up. We'll click there. Okay. So what I want to do is now go to sizes, and you see this minimum height here, okay? That's what you want to adjust so that you can manually adjust that header. Now I like my headers to be about 100 or maybe even 50, so you could actually, if you left click here, because I don't have an element on here, it's going to make me add an element. So let me just drag this over here. So sorry, my phone is ringing and it's supposed to be silent, so I'm so sorry about that. Okay, so let me drag some text over here. All right, so now that little thing goes away. So now let's scooch this up a little bit. So now you see that it manually moves because I've changed that minimum height, okay? So what I'm going to do is, about that height is good, and then I'm going to delete this. I am going to add a logo, and I'm actually just going to add the same logo that came with our PLR product. So I'm going to go to image, and I'm just going to drag this image to this panel here. Okay, so now that sign goes away because we have added an image. So now I need to edit the image. So I'm just going to click here to edit element, and you see our settings change here. We'll go to general settings, change image, and let's go ahead and upload that logo that actually came with our product. So let's go to PLR. Let's look for, there's my PLR product. Now let's look in here and see where is our logo. So let's go to images, and here's a logo. So we'll click open. Now we've uploaded this here, and we're going to just left click to select and then save, and now we have our logo here. Now we definitely want to center this in the middle. You can add it over here, you can do whatever you want to it, but I just tend to, if I'm not putting a menu on a page, I like to center it. So I'm just going to click here to center that on the page. I'm going to make this a little bit larger, make sure that's centered again, and let's go ahead and change the color here. Now, if you look at our website, it uses a lot of pinks and purples and all of that, so we'll stay consistent with that. And let's go to, now that we're in the panel settings, we'll go to background settings here, and we want to change the color. So we'll click here. And we already have our color stored here in our panel, so I'm just going to select this purple color. But as you can see, that's too dark. We can change the transparency, but we really don't want to do that unless we want to change our logo to white text, which we're not going to do. Let's just go ahead. We'll make it white, okay, or actually this grayish color. If you have a hex code that you want to use, you can paste the hex code here, and then you can click here to save the color, and it adds it to your panel. I'm not really liking this. I think it's transparent actually because of that, so we'll just keep that white, and we'll go ahead and click save. So of course, we always want to check the mobile view every time before we are finished. And you can see, thank goodness we did, because this is way too large for the mobile view. So there are some things that you can do. If you plan to put a menu here, and you had the logo when you came to the mobile view, it had the logo here, and then it had the menu underneath. What you could do is go to, and it doesn't say brand here, but if we had a menu on this panel, it would have a option here that said brand, and then you could just upload the logo to your menu, but we don't have that here. So what we want to do is just go to advanced, actually not advanced, where, oh, I need to select my image. There we go. Now I need to go to lateral spacing, okay? So I just want to add more space to the left and right of my image because it's too large. So I'm just going to shrink that down a little bit so that it looks better on mobile. And you can see I really need some space at the top and the bottom because it's kind of squished in there. So I'm just going to adjust the spacing here. So if I say 15 on the top, I'll add 15 on the bottom, and then I know that it is centered and it has equal spacing all around. Okay, so that looks pretty good. We're just going to go ahead and save. So now that's how we set our header. Okay, so let's go now set our footer, but before we do that, we need to create legal pages. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click here to create new page, and we're just going to call this privacy policy. And this is the law, so if you plan on running any type of ads or anything like that, you are going to be required to have this. So let's go ahead and click save here, and we'll create this page. But Builderall makes this super simple. I'm going to show you how. So we'll click edit page, and let's actually go to add panels. And if you scroll down here, you'll see legal pages. Okay, so here is a privacy policy page. And the only thing that you really have to edit here is just down here. You can left click and you see where it says, actually, let me scroll down. You see where it says company address. That's all you would need to edit. So you just need to left click and edit just like you would any text. But for right now, since this is just a template that we're using, I'm just going to leave it as is, because we have a lot of information to get to today. So we're going to say that this is complete. This is our privacy policy. Of course, you can edit this however you want to match your brand, okay? I'm going to leave that as is. Let's go back to our home. So we've saved that. And let's also create a terms of use, okay? So I'm going to click here to create a new page, and we'll call this terms of use. And we'll just copy. So I'm going to highlight there, click Control C to copy. I'll click Control V to paste. We'll go ahead and add that to the description as well and save. So now I need to edit my terms of use. So I'm going to click here to edit page, and we're going to go to add panels. And if we scroll down here, you'll see legal pages again, and then we have website terms of use. Okay, so I'm going to click here. And if you need any of these other options, you can definitely choose that. If you're doing anything where you need a refund, you definitely want to add a refund policy, any frequently asked questions, or if you need a disclaimer, especially if you're doing any type of work from home or business opportunities or MLMs or something like that, you definitely want to add a disclaimer there. But again, the only thing you need to edit here is just your address. So we're going to say that this is done, and we'll click save. And again, you can customize this however you wish. So we'll say close, and let's go back now to the home. So now that we've created our legal pages and or our terms of use in our privacy policy, now we're ready to start on our footer. All right, so let's click here to access our footer. Let's click here to create a footer, and we'll say course footer, and save. And let's go ahead and edit our footer. And of course, we want to add a panel, so we'll just choose blank panel. But what you could do is click here, and we do have, and you see we have some header options as well. So we could have chose any of those, but we actually just needed a really simple header and no menu or anything, because you really, when you create a sales funnel, you don't want them to click anywhere that is not exactly where you wanted them to go in the funnel, okay? But if you're creating a website or something where you want the menu there, you can definitely choose one of these options here. But let's actually just go to footer, and we can sort through here and find that one that we want. But actually, all of these have a menu, so I don't want a menu. We want this to be super, super simple. So what I'm going to do is just left click here. Let's go ahead and do the same thing we did before, and let's change the minimum height. So I'm just going to shrink that down a little bit, and I'm going to move this over so we don't run into that same issue before. Let's click here to edit the element. And let's go to background settings, and let's change the color, and we'll this time choose this dark purple color. Okay, so we need a couple things on this page. We need first some text, so we want to add some text here. I'll just go ahead and we'll just choose this here, but I always like to have, oops, I don't know where it just went. Okay, that just disappeared. Let me check here on mobile and see if it's actually there. And there it is. I don't know why it disappeared there. Let's go back. Okay, so that was really weird. Let me just refresh. We'll just start over. Okay, so now we'll go to add and we'll go to panels and let's choose a blank panel and we'll shrink it down again. So we'll go sizes, shrink that down, we'll move this over and we will choose, let's give just ourselves a little bit more space this time. And we're going to click add elements. Let's choose a text. Let's choose this text here. And I'm going to double click here and let's go ahead and change this to a neutral text because you know I'm a huge fan of neutral text. And let's choose our font. So we'll just choose Lato Black and let's just go ahead and make this 20. And what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to just type in my website. So we'll say copy. Now we'll say vision, marketing, and design. And you guys, for the life of me, I can't remember. There's a special code that you can do. And I cannot remember what exactly it is, and I'm so sorry, I'm live, and that is really going to drive me nuts. Let me open this up a little. Let me see. Go back to my Trello board here, because I think I added this code. It's a little code, and maybe you guys know if you can put in the chat if you know it. There is a code. Let's actually just search code to auto code to add copyright symbol. Okay, so it's Alt and then 0169. So let's try that. So let's double click here. And then I'm going to hold down Alt 0169. There we go. So that's how you do it. If you want to add that copyright symbol, you just hold down the Alt key and then add 0169. Okay? Super, super cool hack that you just learned. I could not remember. I knew it was something so simple, but I could not remember it for the life of me. Okay, so now we have our copyright there. And all we need now, let's just go ahead and delete this. Oops. Okay, so we'll delete, click the trash can. And now we need to add our menu or our pages, our legal pages, okay? So there are different ways that you can do this. You can add just text with a link, or you can add buttons, or you can add a menu. I actually just like using the text. So I'm just going to duplicate this actually. So we'll just duplicate. And then I'm going to type in website terms of use. And then I'm going to add just a straight line here. So I'm going to hold down the shift and then you can click that and make a straight line. And then we'll say privacy policy. All right, so now we have like our own little menu here, all right? But we need to attach our pages. So if you double click in here and you highlight what you want to add a link to, you could click here to add the link. And as this comes up, you see that you already have your pages selected. So you don't even need to add the link here. So we did website terms of use. So that's the page I want to connect the text of website terms of use to this specific page. So now we want to choose, do we want them to open in the same tab or a new tab? If they wanted to check this out before they enter their information, I definitely want it to open in a new tab because I don't want them to lose their place in my funnel. So I'm going to choose open in a new tab and I'm going to click select. Now we want to change the privacy policy because we want that to connect to the other page. So I'm going to click here and then let's go ahead and connect our privacy policy page and we're going to have it open in a new tab and click select. Now you can see the text changed here, so we want to definitely change that. Let's go back. We'll add Lato Black. Let's make it the correct size and we can also make it the color black. So we'll just choose black. And now you see if you hover over it, we have the line there that tells us that's a link. All right. So now that we've created this, we wanted to actually make this lighter because we want to make the background purple. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to choose white for the text color here. Oops. Let's go back and choose white. White. And let's do the same here. And we'll just make that white. Okay. So now we have white text, and let's go ahead and edit the background so we can actually see it. So we'll choose that awesome dark purple color we have. So now you see the white text really shows up. Let's make sure to put this in the middle. We'll center here, and then we'll move this up, and we'll make sure this is centered as well. So let's go ahead and save. And then, of course, we want to check the mobile. So let's go to the mobile view. And looks okay, but we definitely want to add more space at the top and bottom at the very least. So let's click here to edit, and we'll go to advanced, and we'll add a little bit of space at the top. Let's just say 10 is fine, so we'll add 10 to the top and bottom. Let's do the same for this text here. So we'll just go to the number 10, go to the number 10. Okay, and it looks like it shrinks it down enough. We could add a little bit of space to the left and right. We could do the same here, so we'll add just a little space on each side. Okay, so it looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and go back to desktop. If we wanted to shrink this in a little bit, we could do that as well, and let's go ahead and save. So that's how easy it is to create the headers and footers. Now I want to show you how you actually connect them to the pages. Okay, so let's go back here, and we want to click here. On each page, we need to set the header and footer. Okay, so we're going to click here on the 3 dots of each page and click Settings. And if you scroll down here, you'll see you can actually select any of the global elements. So if you have any pop-ups, you can select from your list of pop-ups for desktop and mobile. But you also see here that we have the header settings and the footer settings, okay? So on this page, we want to choose the course header. Now, it is very cool if you have multiple headers. Like, you could actually create a global header for every single page if you wanted to, or not even a global header. But you just want to select whichever one you want on this specific page on the desktop version. Then you can choose the mobile version. So it's really cool. You could have one header for mobile, one header for desktop, or you can just choose the same. And of course, we want to select our course footer as well, and then we're going to click Save. So now this page is ready to go with the header and footer. So now we actually need to go through each of these pages and make sure to select the correct header and the correct footer. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of these pages now, and then I'm going to show you guys how to create the share image. Okay, so let me just get through all of this and make sure, if you guys have questions while I'm doing this, that you click on the link to the broadcast page if you're not watching from there already, and make sure to ask them, because this is a great time, because I know as I go through this, some of you are like, I know this, but there are so many people who really get stuck on this part. And so I want to make sure, rather than just showing you one time, I want to make sure that I'm really going through this. Okay, so you're clicking the 3 dots, you're clicking Settings, you're scrolling down here, you're selecting which one you want on desktop, on mobile. Let's go ahead and choose the footer as well, and we'll click Save. And got just a few more pages here. So we have our membership page for our lead magnet. We want to select the same course header and footer, and we're going to click Save. And we have, looks like 4 more pages. We'll go to Settings, scroll all the way down here. We'll go choose course header and for desktop and mobile, and the footer for desktop and mobile. 3 more pages to go. So now we're on our upsell members page, and we'll scroll all the way down here, and we'll choose the course header, and course footer, and save. And let's go to, oh, did we do this? Oh, I can't remember. One way to tell is, oops, can't do that because it's a membership page, but we'll just go settings. If we scroll down, okay, so we already saved that one. Let's go back to the site pages. And we have 2 more pages. So if you guys are still with me, you're troopers. Okay, so course header, course header, course footer, and save. And one more page. One more page. Okay, settings. And really, it's your choice whether, I'm putting the header and the footer on the legal pages, and it's really your choice if you want to have that. I just always like to make sure that they never feel like they left my funnel. So anytime you do any type of editing to the global elements, you always want to republish your site. So let's go ahead and click here and see what the header and footer looks like now that we have set our page. So you see we have our white header here with our logo. And if you scroll down here, we actually have the our copyright notice, and we have our website terms of use. If you click, it opens in a new tab, and the privacy policy as well. And you can see also on these pages, we have our header and we have our footer there as well. You can also see here that you have your Builderall affiliate tag. So if you are a Builderall affiliate, it's an excellent way to, promote Builderall, because if someone clicks here, then you'll see it goes to the Builderall website, and you see this code right here. That is actually my affiliate ID. So if anyone clicks there and they sign up for Builderall, then you get commission if you're an affiliate. So it's really a great way without even trying to get affiliate commissions. Okay, so that's how you create the header and footer. Now what I want to do is actually go to Canva here, and I need to create a share image. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this over because I'm already logged in here. And every time, because I can't remember, I'm going to Google share image size. Okay, now you see it very clearly says here 1200 by 630 pixels. Okay, so let's go back to Canva. Let's go create a design, and let's choose a custom size, and we'll choose 1200 by 630 and create new design. So now this is the size that our image needs to be. Now you can use a template, you can choose anything that you want to choose. We definitely want to put our launch your own course, ebooks here. Let's see, do we have a picture of the bundle? I don't see one, so let's go ahead and just upload one from our device. So we'll go to launch your own course. Let's see if we have an image for the bundle. So we'll go to graphics, images, and we don't really have what we're looking for there. So let's go to the videos and see if the videos have a better image. So we'll go to maybe upsell page, images, and don't really have a great image there either. Feature images. Okay, this one's a good one. So we'll click open, and we'll just select this image here. Okay, now if there's a background to our image, we want to remove that, and let's test that out by adding this purple. Okay, so now you see we have a white background. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. So we'll click effects and then background remover. This is why I love Canva, because I am not a designer, but Canva really makes everything so simple. Okay, so I'm actually just going to, let's see, play around with this. If I am creating a share image, you see how you move this stuff around like this, and it gives you this pink box, the pink box that goes all the way around. That's a good guide to stay in, because you want to make sure that no matter where this is shared, that it looks good on that version. So I definitely like to stay in the middle as much as possible. Okay, so I love these pink guides that kind of help you out there. So I'm going to go ahead and move this image there. Let's go ahead and add some text. And what we want to do here is promote our free thing that we're giving away. Okay, so to do that, let me go ahead and pull up our course funnel here. Let's look at this page here. and you'll see it says top 20 tools for creating an online course. Let's actually, because I told you guys I'm doing this in real time, so I'm thinking about this as I'm doing it. And I'm thinking, okay, if we walk through the customer journey and this is the thing that we're promoting, okay, do I not want this exact thing to be on my share image? I'm thinking I do. So instead of doing what I was just telling you to do and adding all of the images here, what I want to do is actually just replicate this. So let me just minimize this here. Let's go back to our uploads and let's just promote our, that course checklist that it is. So let me look at it again. So top 20 tools for creating your online course. I'm going to minimize this. Let's go back here. Let me upload this image. So now what I need is the image from the lead magnet. Okay, so I'm just going to go back here. Actually, I think it was in the videos. So let's go here and special report. Let's try this one here. Okay, that's not it. Feature images. Okay, so it looks like we have that one image, but not the whole. I really want that image, and I don't know. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to my funnel here. I'm going to highlight this URL because what I want is this image. And actually, let me see if I can copy this image. All right, so now let me go back to Canva again. And now, since I did copy, let me just go ahead and click Control V and paste. Yay! So I have the image. All right, so that's how I'm going to get that image. So problem solved there. And it already has a transparent background, so we are on the ball, you guys. We are on the ball. Okay, so now let's go back here and let me actually look at this. It says how to create your online course without being a techie. All right, so now let's go back to our share image creation and let's just say free guide. And now let's add some more text. We don't really want it to be the same size, so we'll just say that and we'll just click Control V to paste. Okay, so now we have our text on here. We just need to be a little bit creative. This is why I love Canva. It just makes it so easy to, you get done creating with Canva and you're like, wow, I really created something awesome here and I really don't have the type of skills. Okay, so let's see. All right, so we'll just move this around just a little bit just to make sure that it's beautiful, nice in the middle, that it all makes sense here. And do we want this color? I'm not really sure. Let's look at the background choices. We could choose, if you want to, let's do this. Let's add an image because I actually, instead of, if I chose this for the background, you see it just changes the background, okay? You can actually change, you can't really change it's very limiting is what I'm trying to say. So instead of adding the background like that, what I like to do is choose a color like my brand color, okay? So I'll just choose this color for example, and then let me find a photo. So if I wanted to choose a photo, let's just try abstract. I tend to do this often. If I wanted to choose maybe, let's just choose this, and I can stretch this out. I can actually make it any size I want to, so we'll just expand it. Now when I come here to position and move it backwards, okay? So now it's actually behind, you can see the text there and the text there, but now I want to make this a little bit transparent. So you see it just adds a little bit of a dimension to that, and this one is, it's not very obvious. Let me see, we'll choose another one. How about this? Let's test it out first. Okay, so it kind of gives a little bit of dimension, a little texture there. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, just so it's not bland. We definitely want to move this backwards. Okay, we can make this a little darker if we want to. Just play around with it. We'll say that we love this. And now let me just go ahead. I'm going to call this course funnel share image so I can find it, and then we'll download and download again. So now let's go ahead and we can save this here. Actually, let me save it under the same training. And I'll minimize this. Let's go back now to our share image, and let's actually change the main share image of the whole website before we change even the pages. So I'm going to click here, and let's upload the image that we just created. So I'm going to go back here now to training and course funnel share image, and now it's uploaded. So I'm going to, as soon as it uploads actually, I'm going to select it and then click save. And now you see there is our perfectly sized share image. I don't want to waste all of your guys' time, but actually, look, I'm all about doing this in real time. This is for you guys, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open this up. I'm actually going to fix what is driving me nuts. So what I want to do is highlight this. You're going to get like a quick tutorial on Canva here. And I'm going to add some shadow here. And what I typically like to do is go all the way non-transparent, and I like to choose black because you see how well that shows up now where it didn't really before. And I noticed when we added this, this really needs to be larger. So now I'm just going to do the same thing with this because we just really want it to show up a lot better. Okay, so let's go ahead and make sure that that is lined up correctly. And let's go to Effects and then Shadow, Full Color, and let's choose black. Okay, so that looks pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead and download this one again. Looks much better. I think from a distance it's easier to see. I'm actually going to override the previous one, so we'll say yes, we want to replace that because I don't need the ugly version in there to get me confused. And let's go ahead and minimize this. Let me bring the correct window up. So let's upload our new image. We can actually just delete this. If you know you're never going to use it again, just delete it. And we'll click Save and Course Funnel Share Image. And as soon as it uploads, we will select our image and save. Okay. It's still, I feel like it's still a little light, but again, I'm gonna really try hard to not focus on it. We're just gonna go through and save or change all the rest of these. Now, one thing that you can do while I go through here and change all of these, you can actually, once you get a website that really has a lot of moving parts, like if you look at my main business website, I probably have 40 pages in there. So you can actually organize your website with the share images, okay? So I could create a share image to easily tell me what's on this page, especially if I have no plans of sharing that specific page. For example, I'm never ever going to take a sales funnel and then share the thank you page on social media. But I could create a share image that says, this is the thank you page. So it's really easy to find. Or maybe on all my membership pages, maybe I want more than just a little dot here. Maybe I want an entire image that lets me know very quickly what is on that page. So keep that in mind. I mean, these are so easy to swap in and out. You can see how quickly we created that. And now all of our pages, it looks really good and professional, okay? And we're promoting our lead magnet because, again, remember, when we're creating content to share our funnel on social media, it's not going to be about the course, which is actually what we want them to buy. It's going to be the free thing that we're giving away that we want them to opt in for. Okay, so they're on social media, they're not going to know anything about an upsell on a course. They're just going to know that you're offering a free guide for the top 20 tools for creating an online course. Okay, so let's go ahead and republish this, and let's look at our main opt-in page here. So, okay, all looks good. So, I hope you guys got some value from this. I promise tomorrow we're going to go through the creating the email sequence, but I really just wanted to tie up the loose ends of this funnel. I know for me, creating a share image is something that I can do without thinking, but there's a lot of people who are just brand new to Builderall and they don't really know. How do you create the legal pages? How do you create the footer and the header? How do you connect them to your pages? It's common questions that I get. And so I always, in this whole process, I keep telling you guys, I really want to just do this in real time and show you step by step every single thing that I do and how I resolve problems. So again, we'll go over the email sequence and all of that tomorrow. So I will see you back here, same time, same place. Go build it with Builderall. Thank you so much for joining me for today's live training. Don't forget to text the word live to 1317-623-4596 so you never miss a training, and click the link above or below this video to join the Builderall family. See